Hey everyone, it's Megan with the Crafty Planner Lover here, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. This journal is a creative notebook slash creative art prompt journal book by Austin Kleon, and if you guys are wanting to see how I set this up, what I did to decorate it, and all of this fun things, then you can check out my Steal Like an Artist playlist. It will be linked at the end of this video and in the description box below. So if you've never heard of an art prompt journal book, it is basically a book that has a bunch of art prompts in it. Similar books to a Steal Like an Artist journal are very popular ones like Wreck This Journal and Create This Book, both of which I have videos on my channel already, a flip through of both. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, I will leave it on the screen for you. But we are going to go ahead and get started with page 1 in this episode. So this prompt says, when was the last time you really had fun? Now I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is not the last time I really had fun. This was, when I got this book, this was one of the last times that I had fun. After going to Disneyland and, you know, working for Disney a little bit more, I have had more fun. But this was one of the things that I was like, you know, I already have these pictures printed and I really wanted to commemorate it. So I decided I was going to go ahead and use these. This is from when I was on the Disney College program. If you didn't know, surprise, I used to work for Disney. I worked for Disney for a year on the Disney College program. And then I worked for Disney for 5 years after that, almost 6 years. And this specific series of photos is from when I was on the Disney College program. I went to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which is an after-hours event hosted by Disney where you can purchase a separate ticket to go to the Christmas party. You have, the whole thing about it is it's a Christmas party with fancy fireworks, a fancy parade. This was actually the very last year that we had the dream lights on the castle, which made it look like it was covered in ice and snow. So that's another reason why I really wanted to use this, because I wanted to remember that very magical time when the castle was beautiful. But I had a great time with my friend. We both went to the party and we hung out together. We watched the stage show because there was a new stage show that year, so that was my first time seeing it in person. I got to see the parade, which was really cute. I saw the whole Dreamlights sequence. There was like a whole show that they did to light the castle up. It was beautiful. I didn't back then, but when I worked for Disney full-time, I did end up meeting a lot of characters, and during my college program I didn't do it a lot, but this was the first time I had, you know, met characters during a party. And it was Judy and Nick from the movie Zootopia, and they were so hilarious. The character interaction I had was amazing. When you see when I wrote, I have never laughed more with a character interaction than I did this day. I have actually laughed more, and that was after this, when I started working for Disney as a PhotoPass photographer, which is the person who like takes photos of you in front of iconic locations and in front with characters. I have laughed more since then, but during that time in my college program, I had never had more fun with a character interaction than I did with Judy and Nick. They were so funny. Nick is actually one of my favorite characters from Zootopia, so I told him that, and he was just so excited because, you know, as a fox, nobody likes him. That's the whole, you know, point of his character. You know, whenever he interacts, he's like, oh, nobody likes me, blah blah blah, but that's not true. Everybody loves him. So I really liked this interaction. We had an amazing time, and I thought it was just an absolute blast. Because I used this like snowy looking scrapbook paper for the background because it was like a Christmas party, I decided to write in my thoughts with a silver dot marker, and I really liked the way that looked. And then I decided to write Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party in with a red marker just to bring some of that red in. I know that the colors in the photos are kind of like muted, and that's because when I had printed these out way back when I first got this journal, it was the printer was running out of ink, so that's why they kind of look weird. But I really liked this page. I think it's super cute. Our next page says to draw a comic where each panel is an hour of your day. So I decided to just start with midnight because usually midnight is when I go to bed. And y'all might be like, well dang, not during when I'm working. That's way too late. I get up at 5 a.m. when I go to work. So that doesn't happen. But because this is summertime for me and I usually go to bed at 12 a.m. I wanted to kind of commemorate that little thought. I wanted to say really quickly, I know I didn't show the process of me drawing the first few panels, and there's a reason why. I thought I had recorded it, but I was sitting there in front of my camera and nothing was recording. And that's because I didn't press the record button. So I'm so sorry, but you will see me draw some of the panels later. I did miss some, you'll see that later, but I did draw them. It just took me a very long time, and you know, there's that. But you can see me coloring it in. The markers that I'm using, that you see me coloring with, are the Artist Loft Fine Tip markers. They're basically the dupes of Crayola Super Tip markers. So I usually go to bed about 12:30, so 12 a.m. I'm laying in bed, I'm, you know, kind of chilling, you know, scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through TikTok, you guys know how it is. 1 a.m. through 7 a.m. I'm sleeping, so I just drew myself in various positions of sleeping. Usually I actually have an eye mask on, so I didn't draw that, but it's just, I did not want to draw an eye mask, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to draw my eyes closed, I don't care. Then I wake up at about 8:30 a.m. Usually it's 8 to 9, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to be optimistic and pretend like I woke up at 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. I'm waking up. Usually I will lay in my bed and read for, you know, about 30 minutes before I actually get up. And I'll have a quick little sneaky snack, and then I'll go on my morning walk at 9 a.m. And y'all, I am actually super proud of my person that I drew at going on a walk, because y'all know I'm not very good at drawing, and you can see that evident very, very much in the next few blocks because I can't draw. 10 a.m. I am at my computer drinking some coffee. I usually don't have breakfast, but I will have like a little, you know, protein bar or Special K protein bar before I go on my walk, and then maybe like a banana when I get back from my walk, or, you know, a scoop of peanut butter or something that I'll have. And then I'll drink my coffee when I get back from my walk, and that's just me drinking coffee, either watching YouTube or editing or whatever I feel like doing that day, but I'm in front of my laptop. And then you've got 11 and 12 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. where I am editing or, you know, doing something on my laptop. Usually it's just editing though. Then 1 p.m. I am planning. I usually get my planners together. Usually, honestly, I will do my planning while I'm drinking my coffee, but for some reason that day I wanted to draw myself at my computer drinking coffee. I had actually messed up and I wanted to put me eating lunch at 1 p.m. and planning at 2 p.m. but, you know, sometimes things happen. So there I am eating lunch at 2 p.m. and usually it's 1 p.m. but we're just going to ignore that and move on. Then 3 p.m. I'm planning some more. 4 p.m. I am filming. I do a lot of filming. Usually I will set out an entire day to do filming when I have a lot of videos that I need to get done. So for example, these videos are actually done in parts, so I don't do all 3 pages in one day. I usually will do the drawing for one portion of the day, and then I'll come back to it and do the coloring. Then I will do the voiceover the next day, and then I will move on to another page. Then by 5 p.m. we are making dinner, so that's supposed to be me and my dad cooking dinner, but it kind of looks like my mom and my dad, so we're just gonna go with mom and dad cooking dinner. I don't know, we're just gonna go with that. And I usually will help them make dinner, by the way, just so you know. Then 6 p.m. we are eating dinner. For this day I decided to make us eat spaghetti because I don't know how to draw anything else, so that's what we're doing. And if you can't tell, at the 2 p.m. one I literally drew squiggles. That's what I drew. 7 p.m. we're back at the computer editing, doing all the things, and then 8 p.m. we are tidying up. We are cleaning our floors. That is part of my routine. I try. Sometimes I fail. We all do, but I try my absolute best to pick up before I take a shower so that when I get out of the shower I am good to go and ready for the day. The next day at least. And then at 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. I usually will read. Now at this point you're seeing me read with a physical book. I usually read with my Kindle. So that is a falsehood that I have drawn in there, but you get the same idea. I am reading a book, and that's usually what I do. And then when I'm getting sleepy enough, I will lay on my phone and scroll through Instagram or TikTok until I get sleepy, and then I will go back to bed, and then that just continues the loop. And yeah, that is how this page looks. I actually really like it, even though I'm a terrible artist. I thought it looks really good, and there's not a lot of bleeding on either side of the page, on either page, so I'm really happy with how these worked, and I think it looks super fun. I am really proud of how I wrote the numbers down, like the AM to PM numbers, so that looks really cool in my opinion, and I'm patting myself on the back for that. And our final page for this video is going to be ask the person nearest to you what you should do with this page. So I asked my mom, what should I do with this page? And she said, decorate it with stickers. So that's what I did. Yes, I know my handwriting is absolutely atrocious where I wrote decorate it with stickers, but we're just going to ignore that and move on. So for this page, I was feeling really sad about the fact that I'm not going anywhere over the summer, and then I found out like literally 3 days later that I was going somewhere over the summer. But at the specific day when I decorated this, I was sad. I wanted to go somewhere over the summer. I wanted to go out. So I decided, you know what, I literally never use my travel stickers from the Happy Planner, and if you guys are planner people, then you are very well familiar with not using Happy Planner stickers as much, because we all, I've noticed, are just using small businesses, which is good for us. But I have a whole 3-compartment stack of Happy Planner sticker books that I never use. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to use these. I'm feeling sad. I want to go somewhere, and I'm going to do that. So I pulled out the Wrong Travel sticker book and then the Happy Planner travel sticker book. And I am using the Cityscape one. I guess it's like I don't want to say Paris because it's not Paris, but it's like a cityscape section in the Happy Planner sticker book and in the Wrong sticker book. So I pulled most of the stickers from the Wrong Travel sticker book, but you'll see a few from that Happy Planner travel one as well. And I just kind of decorated it with how I felt it needed to look. I added some dolls in here that matched the vibe that I was going for. I added some quotes, even though I should have done this in the first place, adding some washi just around the page where I think it should go. This washi that I'm using that you see here is Globe washi from, I'm pretty sure I got it from Hobby Lobby a while ago. I've had this in my stash for a while. I actually have 2 of them, so there's that. Finally, I am going back in. I'll pull in some little deco pieces, little passport stamps, and little items, little quotes and things around the page just to make it cohesive. That is how this page turned out. I actually really like it. It's super cute. And if I wanted to add some, you know, travel themed things in here, I have those 2 boxes that I can add stuff to if I feel like it. But if not, it's just a cute little decorative page. So guys, that is everything that I have in my Steal Like an Artist journal. If you guys are interested in seeing how I set this up, what this journal is about, and how I've done other pages, you can check out that Steal Like an Artist journal playlist. It is linked at the end of this video and in the description box below. And if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Megan. I craft with all different kinds of things from, as you can see, I craft with art journals. I'm not very good at it, but I do as much as I can, and I add my own creative spin to my spreads. I also do planning and craft hauls and polymer clay and lots of other things. So if you're interested in seeing any of the stuff that I do to decorate, you can check out that playlist depending on which video you want to see. They are linked in the description box along with everything that I mentioned in this video already. If you are new here, then I hope you will stick around, hit that subscribe button. I am planning on doing a lot of fun videos in the future, so please subscribe so you guys don't miss any of my new content. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.